We're back at that condo that we won for $26,000 at foreclosure auction. Last time we were getting ready to put it on the market. Well, it's on the market, and not only that, it's under contract, but yet there's a little hiccup. So I'm going to talk today about that. So if you have any questions about foreclosures and that, leave a comment below. We're definitely trying to answer all of our comments, but let's get to the details of what's going on in this one. This is a 4-family condo building. And so one of the things with condos, you need to get, when you're selling it, you got to have a couple things. You need what's called a 6D certificate. And then you also need master policy for insurance. I mean, you should have insurance on your building. So besides your condo insurance for the unit you own, there's generally a master policy for the building. And when you're planning out foreclosure auction, you don't get these documents. Once again, you're buying sight unseen. I mean, if you remember some of the properties, check out the video here and how this property was when I fell through the window and stuff. You'll see a little bit more of the condition it is. I was lucky to get in after the fact, but you basically buying sight unseen. You got to check for taxes, all the things that there was quite a bit of taxes owed and all stuff. So you're looking at that. You don't have this information. So we didn't know that. Well, guess what? There is no insurance. Because when we went to go sail, the sale is supposed to actually happen next week. We're in July. We're supposed to happen at the end of July. So I'm kind of scrambling right now to solve the problem. But when we went to look at it further, we were finding that, well, first off, the condo, the guy here, this condo here, so besides him not paying his mortgage, he was the trustee of the condo association. He was grabbing all the funds from the condo. This is, once again, hearsay, this is what I was told. And then he basically fled the state. He basically, zeroed out the bank account. There's nothing there. And then when I talked to the insurance company, well, there is no insurance because it lapsed in 2022. This is 2024. 2022 for non-payment, and he was the trustee of it. So he allowed it to lapse. He wasn't paying those bills. He wasn't paying his own mortgage, but he obviously was taking that money and doing whatever else with it. I don't know. So how do we go from here? So the next step is first off trying to get a 6D certificate. Well, given the fact that we are a trustee by default, per my lawyer, we can kind of help take on the condo association and the docs, but we can't, of course, sign for ourselves. So we had our lawyer draft the 6D certificate, and we were working on negotiating with one of the other members to sign that. So get that all resolved. That's simple enough, easy, no big deal. Pay the lawyer a little bit of money, not a big problem. One of the other trustees is trying to set up a bank account. She had to call the IRS because there was some fraud going on with the prior owner. And so she's working on getting the account set up so that we can then actually all pay our dues into this one account. Because once again, she didn't know what she was doing. She was trying to get us to pay her directly. I'm not about to pay someone else that. I wanted to pay the trust, but the trust needed to be set up with the proper tax ID, all this other stuff. Got resolved. So we're handling the 6D certificate, no big deal. That's where we then come in for the insurance. So we call up the insurance that we knew that they had prior and trying to understand what happened. And she's basically telling me from when she looked at it that it hasn't been a policy since 2022, early 2022 for non-payment. So what we're trying to do is figure out, okay, so we have no insurance, so we need to get insurance. There's almost no fees in the condo association, so the condo association can't afford it. But I've got a property I need to sell, and I can't sell it without these two things. So what we're working on doing right now is and I just was on the phone with the insurance company 20 minutes ago, is we're getting, because of the fact that it won't go on a normal policy, given the fact that it's been over 2 years of non-insurance, no regular, on the normal market will go. So we have to go to the off market. And so we're getting a different type of insurance, which is usually a little pricier, not crazy much. And then we're going to have it financed because I'm not paying the whole policy myself, because then I'd have to basically put a lien on everyone else's house, and it's not worth it. So we're going to basically pay for, get something that's financed. We'll pay the 30% of the premium. And then what we'll do is, more likely not, we owe about $600 right now in condo fees. So we'll take that off of that cost. And then the rest, because we will have paid a little bit more than that, we're going to give it to the buyer of our property. We're going to gift it to them as part of their condo fees for the next few months. So they'll kind of have a little gift there. I guess we could probably negotiate it as part of the sale, but it's just easy enough to give it to them and kind of move forward. And then so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, by the end of today, I'll get a call back, bind coverage, get that to my lawyer, So then we can hopefully have a closing. I believe it's supposed to be next Tuesday. So if all goes well, which it seems like it will, this will get all resolved and we'll have this great deal that we got for $26,000. Did a pretty decent renovation, if I do say so myself. This buyer has been looking for a house for some time. This is really exciting. She has an autistic child. She's so excited. And so she's very happy that she's finally able to find a house. So we were able to fix this place up, get it to a great new buyer that's going to, love this home and treat it really well, as opposed to the situation that was before. Then, hopefully we get this condo association back on track. Once again, something I've never had to deal with before. Normally, it's a larger condo association, but when you have these smaller condo associations that are kind of internally run, there's generally not a lot of big structure and stuff like that. So this is something that I never had an idea with, and buying at a foreclosure auction, you're not going to have that detail. Now, if it's a regular condo where it's a larger condo association, there's generally an office. You can call them, and we always do that as part of our due diligence. In this case, there's 4 owners, and I did knock on people's door before the auction, but no one was there at work or whatever it was. I wasn't able to get that information, and honestly, I don't think anyone probably would have given it to me or even knew what was going on. It clearly, they didn't even know that they didn't have insurance. Weird little situation. These are some of the hiccups though that you get when you buy property at foreclosure auction. This is not in our book. There's a lot of other great stories in our book, Foreclosures Unlocked, on Amazon. So check it out if you want to learn more of the stories like this. I think this will have to be version number 2. What do you think, Kev? Let me know below. You guys have been watching some of our videos, I'm sure. Leave a comment below. Should we do an update to our book with all the new stories? Because it seems like we could probably come out with a new book every year for just on the new stories from like that. So we could probably do from end of 2023 to 2024 now and have a whole new book with all the new stories about foreclosure auctions, because there's something new all the time. We try to teach you guys from our mistakes. Once again, I don't consider this exactly a mistake. I'm not sure how we would have been done better on this, but luckily, because we bought it right and we anticipated really low, we were able to still do really well on this one. So that, I guess, is the moral of the story too. Make sure you buy it right, because some crazy shit might happen. You don't know. I don't know that at foreclosure auction. So it's better to buy a little bit lower, keep that ARV a little bit lower, because you never know what you don't know. Hope this was educational, guys, and I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks a lot.